You know, Valentine's doesn't have to be always about roses and hearts and all of that. I'm going to be painting a little poppy greeting cards that you can send to a friend. It doesn't, you know, everybody's a loved one. So first I'm going to wet my palette here. I'm using Golden Core watercolors, and I'm an artist educator for Golden Paints, and I've been trained by them extensively on how to use their products. So today I'll be using those for my card. I have been compensated by them to use this product, but I don't get paid by them, so that should help you a little bit. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my red, and this is Quin Red, and I have misted this paint and made it very, very watery. See this? I want it to be super, super fluid, right? And then I'm going to rinse my brush, and I'm going to take a little bit of green, and I'm going to put, this is a little bit better. This is Chromium Dark Green, and this one is Quin Red. So we only need a few colors to make this beautiful flower. So what I'm going to do is, I know that you can't see the markings very good on this because I didn't want to make them too dark, but we have all these little petals here. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a wash of them. Oh, I'm going to use one more color. Hold on. We're going to use Manganese Blue, which is one of my favorite colors in the whole wide world. I know that if you've been looking at my videos, you know that Manganese Blue is one of my favorites. And the brush that I'm using is a silver brush, Silk 88, oval crescent, and it's a 3/8 of an inch. And the number on here is 8803S. The S stands for short handle. So I always use silver brushes. I'm an artist educator for them also. And I only use products that I know I'm going to like and use. So here, we got our Manganese Blue ready to go. I'm going to rinse my brush again, and I'm going to put my card up here. Okay, so I'm going to take my watered down Quin Red. See how transparent that is? I just want to make sure that it's very, very transparent. I don't want it pure from here, so I pull it from the side. And I'm going to tap it a little bit on my paper towel, and I'm just going to rub some of that color on my note card. Okay, and I'm going to come here and do the same thing. So notice that I'm not really painting. I'm just kind of dropping some color in here. Now I'm going to do the detail work. So now I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to go straight into my Quin Red. And if you notice, it's a little bit stronger now. So I'm going to take a little bit of that, and I'm going to start shaping my petals here. So I'm going to hold my card down, and I'm going to follow the shape of the petals. And I'm going to rinse my brush and tap it on my paper towel. And because this is a watercolor card, the paint is going to spread a little bit better than if I was using cardstock. And I'm going to come here and make this darker also. And I'm going to come on this side here and make this area darker also. I'm going to rinse my brush again and come on this little side here and see how juicy that is. That's exactly what you want. Keep turning around your pattern and tap it on your paper towel again and come around this one and see how much water I have in that brush. That's exactly what you want. And I'm not really painting this. I'm just going around, picking up some color. I'm going to come back here and make this a little brighter and darker. And it's already looking like a flower, isn't it? So now we have some leaves that are going to be green. And I'm going to take advantage of that chromium dark green. And I'm going to make sure that this is very juicy. And I'm going to just do a little squiggle, another little squiggle, and then just Bring this down. And usually, poppies have a black center. So I'm not going to do this black because black kind of like tends to overpower everything. So I'm going to take a little bit of my red and my manganese blue, and I'm going to make that a really, really dark color. And I'm going to put a little bit of that in the center. And yes, it's not black, but it does look good. Okay. And then I am going to take a bigger brush now, and I will be using the new brush by Silver Brushes, and it's called the Silver Bell Aqua. And this is supposed to be a stroke brush, but I'm going to show you what you can do with these kind of brushes too. And I like this because it's long bristle. So it's supposed to be used for lettering, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to wet my background a little bit, and I'm going to take a little bit of that manganese blue, and I'm just going to spread it all around my background. And I don't want to make it so that it's so strong, but the fact that this has very long bristles, it helps me go further. So I'm going to do this again and drop some blue in there. Notice I'm not really sweating this too much. And this is already a beautiful card that you can send to somebody. And I'm going to do a little bit on the top also. Drop a little bit of that manganese blue. And I'm not going to put anything on the right because I want the right to be left alone. And as you can see, you have a beautiful, you can write the letters love on here, which is what I was going to do in the beginning. But you know what? I changed my mind. So I'm going to come here again. And I'm going to wiggle, and do another petal. And let it bleed into the background. And that's it. That's it. So if you want the pattern, I have a downloadable pattern on my website, chriscruzdesigns.com, and share some of your pictures with me and let me know how they work out. Thank you. You know, after I finished working on this card and I started looking at it, it was like, it needs something. So I took my little Sharpie and did the center here. And now I'm working with a Prismacolor watercolor pen, and this one is Crimson Red. You know, after I finished working on this card and I started looking at it, it was like, it needs something. So I took my little Sharpie and did the center here. And now I'm working with a Prismacolor watercolor pen, and this one is Crimson Red. So I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to really darken this. And I'm going to take my watercolor brush, and I'm just going to, oh yeah, that's what this needed. I'm just going to walk this around. And I'm going to do the same thing here. And I'm not really pressing very hard. I just want some color. So I'm going to take my pen again and some water. And that really is making the difference. Oh, yeah. So see, you can mix mediums and whatever it takes to make your painting pop. And I use tons of stuff with mine. I mean, it's... People always say, you know, how did you do that with just watercolors? Well, sometimes it's not just watercolors. Let me turn this around and do the same thing here. Moving this around. And I'm taking my brush here and moving all of this paint around. That looks much, much better, don't you think? Oh, yeah. It needed something. And I may even do some green on here. I don't know. Now then I'll be overdoing it. So enjoy your painting and happy Valentine's Day.